Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another video. Now, I've been meaning to do a video for gentlemen who like elegant and classy fragrances. Now, I've reviewed quite a few of them, so I thought I'll do a list. In fact, this list has 9 fragrances that I've already reviewed, but I just wanted to put them all together for the benefit of you gentlemen out there who really like elegant, understated, classy fragrances. So let me start by defining what is elegance. See, the thing is, elegance is not something that you get in your genes, and classiness is another thing that you don't get in your genes. You train it, you chisel it. So that's why, in the olden times they used to say, in the Victorian times they used to say, there's some qualities that a man should develop, and they were known as gentleman-like qualities. Similarly, tastes follow your personality traits. And what I mean by elegance and classy fragrances are that these fragrances symbolize the gentlemanly qualities of, just good virtues, politeness, and the way you speak, sophisticated elegance, that sort of thing. Now, I know that a lot of people talk about performance. Performance is a big thing nowadays. There are many people making lists on performance. Projection is everything. But if you ask me, my opinion is this. Like old money, fragrance in some occasions should not scream out. Yeah, like old money doesn't scream. Similarly, your fragrance doesn't need to scream all the time, especially if you're going to work and you're in a very professional environment, or if you're going to a first date. If you let your fragrance do all the talking, what is going to happen when you open your mouth? Nothing, right? You've already created an impression in the eyes of the person who's listening to you that you're a very showy person or very loud person. Some might like it, some might not. I know today's times are such that people normally listen to someone who speaks the loudest. Yeah, but that's a very temporary, as they say, these things are temporary. Class is permanent, and you cannot fake class. You can't fake elegance. You have to develop it. It comes with time, and you can see people who are genuinely elegant. You observe them, the way they talk, the way they behave, it's just amazing. It's really one of those traits, personality traits, that is worth developing. And when you are in the company of an elegant person, it's automatically an experience that you remember for a long, long time. So I won't go on and on about it, but I just wanted to give you an idea. These are not shouty fragrances, but they are very classy. So let me start with a fragrance, excuse me, which till date has got me the most wholehearted and most glowing compliment ever. Now, I've talked about the compliment in the detailed review of this fragrance, so you can check it out. But this fragrance is basically created after one of the most world famous personalities. Yeah, he was one of those guys who ladies used to fall over. His name was Cassanova. The name of the fragrance is 1725 Cassanova. Now, this fragrance doesn't smell like a playboy. It doesn't. This smells like an absolutely elegant, well brought up, extremely well honed gentleman. It's a lavender based barbershop fragrance with vanilla and almond. It smells bright, very classy, very beautiful, but doesn't shout out. Yeah, people have to be close to you to be able to smell you. When they smell you, they're going to be completely taken over. It's a beautiful, very, very easy to wear, extremely elegant daytime fragrance. I recommend this highly. You can wear this in any weather. It smells amazing because of that lavender, lavender vanilla combination. Works beautifully, but doesn't last the whole work day. So about 4 to 6 hours. I get about 6 hours. On my shirt, I might get little bit longer, but it's just one of those fragrances which leaves an indelible mark in the psyche of the person who smelled you. One of the best compliments I've ever received is on this one. So, if you're interested, you can check out the detailed review. 1725 by Histoires de Parfums. I'm going to put a link on my description so you know the name of the fragrance, just in case you're new to this. The next one is equally regal. It's one of those fragrances that is fit for any occasion where you're well dressed and you want to portray an image of an extremely well brought up gentleman. I don't have a full bottle. It's Creed's Royal Oud. In my opinion, this is one of the finest Creed fragrances ever created. All the talk is about Aventus when it comes to Creed and Green Irish Tweed and this, that, and the other. Gentlemen, you smell this, you will probably agree with me. It's one of the nicest woody fragrances. There's very little oud in this, hardly any skank. Well, there's no skank, hardly any oud in this. It's more about galbanum and gyke wood. What it creates is a beautiful aura of a glowing personality. A personality with everything in good measure, but not too much. So when you open your mouth, you speak sense, yeah? But you don't override others' opinion. That sort of thing, you know, very well reserved, very well brought up. That's the kind of personality this suits, yeah? Royal Oud, extremely beautifully made. It's really one of those fragrances when you really want to impress people that are in your company, work, date, special occasions, black tie events, you name it, you can cover this. Creed's Royal Oud. Expensive, but totally worth it. I only have a 40 ml because I've got too many fragrances, excuse me, and I don't want to just keep on buying full bottles and they just sit there. So, next on my list is one of those fragrances which is seductive and gentlemanly. I've done a full review. I've done a full review of all of them. I'll tell you the one that I haven't reviewed yet. This one is outstanding. It's just beautiful, clean, and yet very seductive. APOM by Maison, Francis Kurkdjian. This is very radiant. It really suits a person who's articulate and has this amazingly radiant personality. Again, a daytime scent. It's got neroli, amber, and some woods. But it's very radiant. It's one of those fragrances that will suit a gregarious personality, a radiant person who smiles a lot, has tremendous sense of humor, is very friendly. That's the kind of personality that this will suit. It's a fabulous fragrance. I can't recommend this enough. Tremendous for smart casual and work environments. It projects a lot, so you got to be careful with the number of sprays. Next on my list is another oud based fragrance, but it's extremely elegant. It's really, really well made. Very high quality stuff. It's called Kashmir by Arabian Oud. Now, most oud fragrances use rose, saffron, sandalwood, that sort of thing, heavy notes. This one doesn't. But yet it smells divine. It smells absolutely stunning, guys. So bright and beautiful. It's got a note of Japanese yuzu combined with Kashmir oud. And obviously I think they've used Cambodian oud because most of Arabian oud fragrances use Cambodian oud. It's woody, bright, very aromatic. I think there's a note of cardamom as well. I can't remember, but you can check the full review out. It's one of the most classiest oud based fragrances, nicest, friendliest, radiant oud based fragrances in my collection. Absolutely stunning, guys. Really, really highly recommend this. Kashmir by Arabian Oud. So we're done 4. Next on my list is a Guerlain, and it's one of those Guerlain fragrances that will, you know, just put a question mark in your head as to why niche fragrances are so expensive. This is not that expensive. It's Guerlain Heritage EDP. I recently reviewed this, and this one got a tremendous reception by people. Most people like the EDT. The EDP is a bit more understated. It's got tremendous amount of charm. This is a very charming fragrance. It's got a beautiful creamy sandalwood coupled with a spicy patchouli, and there are many notes, about 23 notes. I recently did a full review. This is one of those fragrances that is extremely elegant, slightly reserved, and full of gravity. Yeah, tremendous gravity. If you're a slightly serious kind of a person, or who has tremendous sense of dressing, who has tremendous amounts of knowledge and charisma, I highly recommend this. This is not a screamer, but boy, if somebody walks into your scent cloud, they're going to be mesmerized. It's one of those extremely easy elegance type of a fragrance. You know, elegance comes quite easily to this fragrance. That's what I wanted to say. So, Try it out, guys. This is highly recommended. It's recommended, and it's not very expensive. So 5 done, 5 to go. Okay, next on my list is a fragrance which, again, like Royal Oud and like 1725, is very princely, very regal. Yeah. So, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. It is Geo F. Trumples Sandalwood Cologne. This is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I actually haven't sprayed this for a while, so I sprayed it this morning. And boy, this is beautiful. This is based on sandalwood, and sandalwood has this rosy, watery aspect. So this fragrance doesn't exploit the creaminess, it exploits the green, rosy, lemony characteristic. And yet it's very, very persistent. It's not one of those watery fragrances that doesn't last a long time. It lasts a very long time. And the thing is, it's not coincidence that this is real. It was released in 2002, the golden jubilee year of our Queen. So you can imagine, it was celebrating the 50 years of our Queen on the throne. And just stunning. I've done a full review, you can check it out. But this suits a well-read gentleman who has got tremendous manners and slightly mature. If you like egoist, this one adopts egoist and takes it even further. Just superb, absolutely superb. So 6 done, 4 to go. Next one in my list is a masterpiece. All these are, but that one is an absolute masterpiece. It actually takes a very famous fragrance, and builds on it. It is an Hermes. It is Bellamy Vetiver. What a fine fragrance this is. This is not subdued. This is not one of those fragrances that is shy. This one is boisterous. But one sniff will convert you. It's got one of the most finest leather. As I said, Bellamy is one of the most world famous leather fragrances. You know, everybody talks about Bellamy. What this does is it amps up the dry fruit accord that you will find in some great leather fragrances, and it couples it with a beautiful dry vetiver. Absolutely outstanding, guys. Bellamy Vetiver is just jewel in the crown of any collection. If you are into gentlemen's fragrances, if you like masculine fragrances, try this one. What a fine scent this is. You know, I can bet you love this. Bellamy Vetiver is a must-have in your collection. In fact, all of these are. If you dress well, you need to have Bellamy Vetiver and all of these in your collection. So next on my list is, well, last 3 left, and I didn't want to do a countdown. This is not a countdown. I just wanted to give you the finest options possible. Next on my list is a fragrance which has caused a lot of flutter. I did a review recently and I heard that now people on social media are actually looking for this fragrance all over the place. Now this one has actually got the name Royale in its name. I reviewed it recently. It's called Fougere Royale by Houbigant. Wow. Some of you have told me that you got performance issues with this. I just can't get it. I mean, I get seriously good performance with this. Fougere Royale, oh my god. I mean, on my shirt, this blotter is 3 days old. Boy, does it smell beautiful. This is a Fougere with a little bit of a twist. It's quite creamy and it's very fizzy. I really would recommend that you watch my full review because I really put my heart into it. But this is really seriously elegant, seriously a scent of success. This is one of those fragrances that really is of a very confident man who is really destined to be successful. Yeah, I'll be very serious. This is what a very confident and yet very capable person would, really suit that kind of person. And it's seriously elegant as well. Really, really very nice fragrance. I don't get performance issues at all. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be recommending this in my top 3. Well, I said it's not a countdown, but Fougere Royale, unbeatable fragrance, and you really should have it in your collection. Okay, last 2. Now this one is one of my absolute favorites, but some people don't like this fragrance. It's a creed, but it's a very different kind of a creed. Some people have a problem with this fragrance because it has this dark inky note. Some of you have guessed it. It is Creed's Silver Mountain Water. This is a 2011 vintage, and I've smelled the current version as well. That's equally nice. But this is famed. This is famed for how strong and beautiful and diffusive it is. It really projects a lot, and it's so well made. It's just stunning. So, bergamot, tea, and rose, sandalwood in the dry down. There are many notes here, but that bergamot and tea create this inky sort of a smell, which is going to be a problem for some people. So do test it out. But this is again very vibrant, gregarious, extremely well-mannered, extremely sophisticated gentleman's signature scent. I'll tell you this. This is one of those finest fragrances that once you put on, you'll know. Basically, this is a fragrance which is class apart. Very few fragrances can do what this does. Silver Mountain Water by Creed. There's a copy of this, which is quite nice, but not as nice as this, by Rusasi, called Al Wissam Day, which I've also reviewed. You can check it out. It's very fine fragrance. Very fine, very well made, but not as nice as this. This is, as I said, in a different level. I'll do a full review soon. This is the only fragrance in this list that I haven't reviewed. Last on my list is basically the crown on the head of a gentleman. Yeah, elegant gentleman, very well dressed, very well spoken, and amazingly, charismatic. This is Amouage Dia Man. Done a full review. Check it out. When this fragrance touches your heart, it moves you. I've had so many people write me emails on my account telling me that once they smell this fragrance, they were absolutely bowled over. Yeah, Dia Man doesn't get a lot of talk. It's a vetiver, floral vetiver fragrance, but with lots of aldehydes. But that's really simplifying it. You smell this and you'll know that this is one of the finest fragrances created for men. This is not a screamer. It doesn't shout like most of the Amouages. It's not oriental like most of the Amouages, but it still leaves an indelible mark in the psyche of the person who comes in touch with you. It's a fabulous fragrance. It's been created to perfection, and as I said, it's basically a jewel in the crown. It's basically a crown on your head. If you have this in your collection, you'll know. If you don't, you should. You must. Do sample it. Check it out. Not a lot of talk about Dia Man, but I'll tell you what, superb fragrance. One of the best Amouages, especially for people who don't like heavy orientals. So that's the list then. I hope this helps you. My objective was to just give you elegant, classy fragrance options. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.